Everybody, welcome again to OnPassive 360. Here we are another week. Believe it or not, it is April 5th. Yes, it is. I am going to right now go check my YouTube channel. I'll turn it over to Red, and then I'll be back.
Thanks very much. It's Marty DeGarmo. There you go. And hello, Chris Johnson, my second favorite person. But look who else we turned up today as a special guest on 360. We got the fantastic and amazing Michael Williams alongside us today. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mike Williams. Really, really good for you to see all the way from Canada. So we've got some really good things in store for everybody today on 360. The number one place to come in OnPassive land for all of the updates that are around. So we've had a really good week so far as OnPassive is concerned. Obviously, we are all still buzzing off the back of the amazing webinar we had on Friday from our CEO, Ash Mufareh, and the updates that he gave us. Things really are cooking behind the scenes, and we just about are ready to flick that switch, guys, and get hold of the new themed back office, the OES, our ecosystem, along with a brand new OConnect that is going to be there ready for us to use from the get-go, plus also a revamp of OConnect and ONet. So things really are coming along nicely. All of those little pieces all coming together now, and you hang on to your hats because this is going to be absolutely an amazing April. Chris Johnson, over to you.
Thank you, Redfern, Martin Garmo, and it's my pleasure to see Mr. Michael Williams here. One of my all-time favorite people to listen to talk. Very educated. He's not as good looking as me, but he's close. We'll give him close. But Michael, good to have you. I'm going to have the honor and privilege to start this off today because Red and Marty wanted me to go, so I will start it off. And Michael is going to close it out today because he is a phenomenal closer. He's actually a great opener too. But I want to get you excited about a few things today. We've been talking about artificial intelligence. Marty's been talking about, Red's been talking, Ash Mufareh, Michael, we're all talking about it, right? I want to get you a little excited some of the things that I've seen today over the old internet. And I think it's pretty cool and it's exciting. It's not that much, but it's enough to get your goosebumps having more goosebumps. Right now, 44% of all companies are looking to invest in their business into artificial intelligence and to integrate it into their business. Why? Woo! Many reasons why. Now, here's another, and I'll get back. There's another cool fact maybe you didn't know. 9,130 patents were turned into IBM in 2021. 2,300 of those patents all had artificial intelligence in them. That's, to me, I think is pretty cool there because that's something I've never known. This is big, big stuff, guys, and we're involved in it, and we're part of it. Now, I'm an investor. I do stocks and all kind of crazy things. I was watching them today, and one of the biggest things they said that I love to hear was all AI stocks right now, and we don't have stocks or shareholders, but I want to just give you some exciting news. AI stocks right now are up to 18%. Up 18%, which is humongous, humongous. Some of the quotes they made, I can't let another big thing pass me by. This is by a big, big stock investor saying this. AI is the wave of the future. Artificial intelligence is the next big investing trend. It's already started. AI is a technology that is transforming every walk of life. Okay, I could go on. Let me give you a couple more. I wanted to read this to you because I thought it was very, very important. What does AI affect today, right now? All right, industries will change. Okay, transportation is going to change. Manufacturing is going to change. Healthcare, education, media, customer service. It's going to impact every single thing in our lives, guys, and it's not going to stop. It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That's the honest to God truth. If you actually go and look at your research it and how big it is. I can't listen. There's not enough hours in the year for me to look at everything about what artificial intelligence have done. And if you add all these things up, everything I just said, that's OnPassive. All those things that I just mentioned that it's going to affect, especially education, healthcare. Listen, AI, we have to insert information into this AI technology. I think we've all cleared that up and we know that, right? The thing is, these computers, these robots, these artificial intelligence machines can think a zillion times faster than a human being. It's going to create, actually, it's going to eliminate errors. It's going to be precise. So architects that are building bridges, that are building buildings right now, they're using artificial intelligence to make sure that that building is perfectly in spec. And the biggest thing that I really love about AI is the safety. All right. The artificial intelligence is going to say, hey, before you build that building, you probably might not want to put some more support over here. That's the kind of things humans catch that, but we don't catch everything. And what happens? Mistakes happen. Things get ruined. Bridges fall, buildings fall. With artificial intelligence, it's going to catch all these little things that we've missed as humans. We're not perfect. Artificial intelligence is perfect, I believe. As you feed it the information, it learns. If you feed it tape measure, all right, it's going to give you every single thing about a tape measure. It's going to tell you everything about it. And then it's going to expand its horizons on it. So it isn't like we think, what's a tape, Michael Williams, what's a tape measure? Oh, it's something we measure if we're building something, or that's how we think. But artificial intelligence can say, tape measure. Let me see what I can research. The honest to God truth is we are all a lot smarter because of the internet. Artificial intelligence is going to make us listen, everyone knows, and I'll even make fun of myself. I am not the most smartest or the sharpest tool in the shed. But with the internet, I've improved. Let's put it that way. With artificial intelligence, and I know Marty wants to say something. Artificial intelligence is going to improve my ability to do things the right way the first time, because I'm going to learn as I put in, how do I build a shed? Artificial intelligence is going to kick in exactly what I need to do in a perfect condition. And I love that. And that's just building a shed. Imagine about healthcare. How about diseases that are out there right now? What do you think AI is going to do? AI is going to research things on cancer, leukemia, everything, and say, hey, and guess what's going to happen? I believe this in my heart. Artificial intelligence, because of what we fed it, is going to find cures for many, many diseases, if not all of them. Okay. This is how important artificial intelligence is. Now, when you throw that all into OnPassive, we have everything covered. Everything seems to be covered that you look at in OnPassive. Wow, we got that. We got that. There's 44% of companies that right now are trying to find out about invest in the AI or integrate it into their system. That's going to skyrocket in the next 2 years to over 100%. Because every company is going to realize if we don't get involved with artificial intelligence, if we don't find a better way to build our process, we're going to be thrown out of the game. That's the honest to God truth. OnPassive is there. Whoever's listening to this now that are new, if you own a business, it's 100% effective that you're going to need artificial intelligence in your company. Not for one thing, for everything. It's going to improve your business. And the greatest thing is that direct traffic. You might be selling the old tape measure and nobody knows who you are. OnPassive is going to let everyone know who you are, because they're going to drive direct traffic right to you. And then you're going to be putting this out to the world. That's the power of it. There's so much more you can go in and talk about. And I'm like, study it, learn it. You don't have to know everything, but understand this. There's no way around it. Artificial intelligence has been in your lives for a very long time. You just don't know it. It's improved many things that we don't see, but it's only going to get better and it's going to keep improving. I believe that OnPassive is going to control, and when I say control in a good way, what they have is a controlled environment for artificial intelligence. Everything good. It's all about helping individuals, helping businesses, helping humanity. Yeah, there's things that could go wrong in artificial intelligence, like Marty's talked about all week with evil. Anytime evil plays a part, they're going to find a way to do something. But I'm going to let you know firsthand, OnPassive has nothing but the best intentions for companies, individuals, the earth, the atmosphere, the space, and the future of the next 5,000 years or whatever's coming your way. OnPassive is going to be part of it. Marty DeGarmo, back to you. Thanks for letting me go first, guys.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't have nothing. Huh. Anyway, artificial intelligence. One thing I wanted to point out today, and I've been doing it all week, but it's a little broader audience right now. Go to the blog. OnPassive every day either does a post or an actual blog or something about OnPassive or something about AI. And I've been following it because some people keep bringing up that nasty word called waiting. I don't wait for nothing. There's plenty of things that we could be doing. I've been looking into AI as far as healthcare, safety, education. They have a robot now that can walk up steel walls and walk upside down. Now you say, well, what do you need that for? It can check welds. It's got sensors on it. It can tell you if something needs to be welded without a guy, 900 feet in the air. So a lot of these things are a plus for people. The recycling in the world, it's a nightmare for companies. It sounds good, but it's a nightmare. They now have robots in place 24/7 that can sort out different plastics, metals, wood, different types of metal, stainless, iron, but they put it in the bin. It can work all night, doesn't sweat, doesn't need a vacation, and yes, no doubt about it, AI will take jobs, but I want you to really think about this for a minute. It will also produce jobs that we don't even know what they are yet. Okay? When I said this the last couple of webinars, when Ford came out with the car, right, the first time, people said, "Oh, you're evil. What are you doing? That's we shouldn't be messing with that kind of thing." And look now, it created millions of jobs, millions and millions and millions. Yes, it's going to take the mundane jobs that nobody really wants to do. Look, it might get to the point where you're getting a job that we don't even know what it is yet, pays really high, and maybe you don't have to work 40 hours a week. Maybe it's a 20-hour week, and it pays enough to make the difference. People need to think way beyond where we are and realize that everything will make an adjustment. 1973, gas prices. We only have 100 years left of oil. That was said. They came up with what? Fuel injection. Took a car that was getting 7 miles to the gallon and made it 30 and 40 and 50 miles to the gallon. Technology changed it, and it made an industry that makes jets for cars instead of carburetors. You got to look at it's not one change without other things. And that's the beauty of it. But I want people to really think about this. There's a lot of work being done by OnPassive where they're posting this information every day. And you can go look at it. It's very simple. You can read about it and go, wow, I didn't know that. I've been doing it every day now. I even make videos out of some of them, audio. So for people that are impaired, either visual or hearing. And it's fascinating. I'm learning from it because I don't believe in the word waiting. I want to do something ahead and move ahead. And all of you can do this. I've said this from the very beginning. None of you will outrun OnPassive. Now, yeah, you can get in and lay down and relax and do the slow down OnPassive version. My opinion is they built you a race car, they built you a racetrack, slam that pig to the floor. You can get where you want to get quicker. And by the way, don't mention the word, I'm a marketer. I don't want to hear that crap. Most marketers aren't marketers, they're lying. Here's what you can be. You can share your passion and build an empire. I believe that with all my heart, because don't just look at the title of something. Look what O-Connect can really do. Relatives you haven't seen, friends that you invite on. You don't have to give them a business type thing. Come meet me. I want to meet you here and talk. They're going to say, what is this setup? I love it. Boom, you're done. I mean, those kind of things. Share things that are good news and people will share it also. It's fact. This isn't brain surgery. So start looking at what OnPassive is doing. I think too many people stumbling over things and not really focusing. There's things that OnPassive is doing that's very, very interesting. And like Ash said, he wouldn't use the AI to be dangerous or mean. Yeah, can you? Yeah. A freaking can opener, you could kill somebody with it, okay? So you got to look at what the cause and what they want to do with it. I know there's people out there, I'll be careful. That's just dumb. It's going to help people. It's going to help us. All right. It's going to help us. It can evaluate things 1 trillion times faster than a human being. And that saves time. It makes things more efficient for us. All of this is being done for me and you. I'm just saying, take the time, go see what they do it every day. There's a new video and a new post every day. And all you got to do is go in, click a button, and you'll get notified every time it shows up. And it's very interesting stuff, everybody. And this is not, you got to go to college for 5 years. You read it and you'll get it and you'll say, wow, that's pretty interesting. If you get interested in something, then you don't have to do this nasty word called waiting. I hate that. I'm not waiting for squat. Listen, Ash doesn't know when this is going to launch. Let it go. When things are ready, it will be ready. Does he have dates? Yeah, of course he does. This is a monstrous, monstrous company. And if you're holding everything to the minute, you're wasting your time. And if you're comparing it to something else, you're wasting your time. There's nothing that ever happened like OnPassive. Let it happen. It's going to happen. And we're all going to get way more than we could possibly dream of. I didn't have anything either. I'm going to turn it over to Red.
Thank you very much, guys. Great information. I'm going to piggyback off a little bit of both of what you two have said, which perked my interest and also got me thinking as well. You know, we talk about OnPassive, this business in a box, and really it is a business in a box. But first, before I go into that, I'm going to go back to what Chris was saying about how the internet has really helped him as far as OnPassive is concerned and how he uses the internet and all of the rest of it. Now, what do most people do on the internet? What is their way of using the internet? I do it all the time, and I bet you every single other person does exactly this. We'll go to Google, or we'll go to YouTube, or we'll go to whatever browser it is. We'll type something in that we want to know information about, and we go off in all sorts of tangents. We start scrolling, we start browsing, we go, oh, look at that, click. And then you look at that and you go, oh, that's interesting, click. And by the time you know it, you're 5-10 pages away, completely in a different place and nothing to do with what you first looked at. This is how and why people love the internet so much, is because things perk people's interest. They catch people's eyes. They go down routes that they would never have gone down in a million years before. They learn things that they would never have thought of learning because they have seen it, read it, clicked on it, watched a video, whatever it may be. Now let's go back to OnPassive. What is OnPassive going to do? Like I said, it's a business in a box. Once that person enters through your referral link into OnPassive, their world is their oyster. They can go browsing, they can go scrolling all over the place, because everything that is in that ecosystem is not necessarily all about business. As Marty said, the blog, go and have a read of the blogs. The information there is not just about OnPassive. It's about the new technologies. It's about what's out there in the marketplace at the moment. New ideas, new inventions, things that are coming up that might interest the tech-savvy person. There's also other things in there as well, which are of great interest. The video library in there, the O-Media section, all of these aren't necessarily just about OnPassive. They are things that people are going to scroll. They're things that are there that people are going to go looking at and go, oh, this is interesting. And they're going to read about it. It all adds value. It all adds that user experience that we are going to be giving people. And guess what, folks? This is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's not just going to stay as it is at the moment. More features are going to be added. More tabs are going to be added. More other things. Just imagine when OConnect gets there. Just imagine when Academy gets there. Just imagine when all of these other things are there. What do you think people are going to do when Academy starts? It's a scroller's heaven. They're going to browse for hours just in Academy. Oh, look, I can learn to play a mouth organ. Oh, look, I can take a cookery class. Whatever it may be is going to be there. This is what is the genius behind OnPassive and what they are trying to do. They are using what they know, and that is how people work. They are giving a reason for every single user of the internet, a reason to use OnPassive. And this is the beauty about it. People are going to love to immerse themselves within the OnPassive ecosystem, because it is not just a business. It is far more and way beyond just a business. But the beauty is, once they go there, they're coming through your link, and then they are part of your organization. That's all I got for you today. Next up, we have the amazing Michael Williams. Over to you, my friend.
Wow. I need to go find that guy. He's amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for having me here. Wow, a lot of powerful information, no doubt about that. You know, Chris, I can certainly tell you that you are in my shed, buddy. You're in my toolbox, okay? So don't worry about it. I got you, right? Folks, what we have here in OnPassive is just the best of the best. It's just that simple, right? It's been getting better and better and better from day one, right? Every year it's gotten better. And people don't realize where we are today because they're so focused on, but I didn't put no money in my pocket. So how can it be better, right? But think about it. If you were part of that gigantic company, think of the biggest company that you know, the biggest company that you can think of. If you were part of that company from inception, from day one, right? Even before they actually came out to the public, right? And that company said to you, you know what? We're going to build this thing. It's going to be massive. Okay, we're going to generate a whole lot of revenue in, and we're going to share with all those that are founding members. We'll find a way. We haven't figured out exactly how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it. Wouldn't you want to be part of that? Well, that's exactly what you're a part of in OnPassive, right? Forget all the revamped nonsense that is out there. Like, just forget all that stuff. You know, companies that take the same compensation plan that they used 10 years ago and they spring it forward and they switch the name and call it something else. And people get all excited about that. Oh, you're gonna get some pre-enrollees, or you're gonna get some this, you're gonna get some that, blah, 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 blah. Just come in and we're gonna put all these people underneath you. That's not a business, folks. That's a gimmick. It's a game. What we have here is real, tangible. What we have here is a business that is going to actually change your lives. Because I can tell you, all those comp plan, all those different things that are up, whose life has it changed? The owners, right? The so-called big guys, the gurus, the marketers, whatever, the mom, pop, right? Not this so-called little guy, right? Or little girl, right? No, OnPassive is for everyone, everywhere. If you've never made a dime before in your life, you will it OnPassive. Why? Because we're going to have something that people have never had before. You have to give people value. If you're not giving them value, they just disappeared after a while. They'll jump in with you in a couple months, and they'll move on to something else. Now, when you can change people's lives, they're not going anywhere. They will stay with you forever. This is what you need when you want to generate customers for life. Let's take Apple. People just keep buying iPhones after iPhones after iPhones. It's the same phone. Put a little tweak in it, you know, a little twist here, a little twist there. Okay, now it's 14. Oh, now it's 50. You know what I mean? But people keep spending thousands of dollars for this stuff. OnPassive is saying, you know what? Yes, we can make a lot of money, but we want to give people value, something that is lasting to these customers. That's what we have. OnPassive is actually a way of life. That's what it is. It's a way of life. This is why, you know, the guys are saying it's not just a business, right? Because it's a way of life. You understand? And that's what you want. That's how you create a legacy. That's how you create wealth okay, for not just yourself, not just your family, but to be able to use that to help other people around the world because they are in need of help. But guess what? Help is on this way. Help is on its way. That's what OnPassive is going to do for every single person around the planet, because we have been told that every single one, approximately 8 billion people, will have a reason to be using something from OnPassive. Not everything, but something. Think of all the businesses, because that's what I do online. I don't spend online socializing. That's not what I do. Okay, I use it to generate income, right? So think of all the millions upon millions of small businesses that are online, okay, that are looking to do just that. What's their problem? They ain't got no traffic. They don't know how to optimize a web page. They can't even create a web page, right? They can't do these things. Google Analytics to go and get pay-per-clicks is too expensive for the little guy. Yes, you got some guys who can spend 100,000, 200,000 on that type of traffic. But come on now, do you have an advertising budget for 100 grand? Can you even afford $1,000 for advertising? Most people can't. OnPassive saying there is a way. We can do it. We can make it. It's so simple that even a 90-year-old grandmother can get it done. And all you have to do is pay attention, because it's going to be that simple. You're 18 years old. You haven't experienced life yet. Guess what? OnPassive can help you, because so many students, when they graduate, they can't get a job. At least not one in their field. So what's the point in spending thousands of dollars a year? In some cases, $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 a year for education for 4 years. And when you finish, you can't even get a job. All you have is debt, right? You have this massive student loan you need to pay back. OnPassive can help these individuals. OnPassive can be that new career for them. They may not know it yet because they're studying engineering. They're studying to be a doctor. They're studying to be a lawyer, whatever. But guess what? There just isn't enough jobs for all these graduates. It just isn't. Otherwise, every single one of them will be employed in their field today. That's just one example, folks, right? We know what's going on with the healthcare industry. We see it. A lot of these people are burnt out. A lot of these people don't feel that they're being compensated as they should. A lot of these people feel that they're being taken advantage of. They're being thrown out there in the lion's den only to lose their lives. There is a better way, folks. OnPassive is putting together something that's going to impact all areas of life. And I'm loving it. This is what excites me about OnPassive. And it irks me sometimes when I see people thinking that, oh my gosh, this latest new pill, right, is going to do the trick for them. If it didn't do it 5 years ago, if it didn't do it 10 years ago, why do you think it's going to do it today when it's the same thing? Folks, just be wise. We're not here to tell you what to do. Do whatever you want to do. But let all the information be revealed to you about OnPassive. Then you can make an informed decision as to what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Because I know what I'm going to be doing, and that is staying the course, because OnPassive is the solution that so many, millions upon millions of people are looking for to transform their lives. That's what people need, and that's what they're going to get. And I'm so glad to be here to share this with you today, because that is good news.
Wow. Wow. I knew there was a reason we should have brought Michael on a long time ago.
Damn. Yeah, we we did it too late. What the freak?
No,
Great
it's
job,
perfect.
Mike. Great
Perfect
job,
timing.
Mike.
Wow.
No, I'm not surprised. Mike knows what's up. Yeah, you almost want to grab people, because you see them doing stuff. You package a turd, and then 6 years later you repackage it. Still a turd. I see people doing it, and people getting mad. Well, I can do it. Yeah, you can, but I'm only telling you because I bought many of those packages in my life, and I get tired of seeing people going over and over and over and over. There is nothing on the planet like OnPassive. OnPassive doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care what your skill level is. you can be successful. It's not simple. Don't make it any harder than that. And there's a lot of stuff to do. You can build your passion. You can go back to things when you were younger. So I wish I could have done this, but life beat you down. Passive is the key to all that. I believe it, just like Mike and the other two guys here. I don't look anywhere else. I don't look to the left. I don't look to the right. Just keep going. I hear people doing it. It hurts me because I know they're going to get burnt. I know in the long run they're going to get burnt, and that bothers me. I built relationship with a lot of people here, and when I see it, I'm going to make a few bucks. No, you're not. A few people at the top will. He'll walk away. The guy that started, whoever, I don't care what it is. I'm not mentioning any names. I don't even care. It'll fold up. He'll reopen it with a new name and a new whatever. It's really sad. And then for some reason, time goes by, and people think I can do it now. Nothing's changed. No, you can't do it now. It's not set up to win. It's not set up for everyone to win. Mainly people that usually have a little bit of skills, they make the money and everybody else gets burned. Anyway, if nobody has anything else, I'll close it out.
Wait a minute.
I didn't come on here just for that. Come on now.
Yeah, I didn't do my birthdays real quick. This is the really couple. Leela Thor and Maureen Bizzle, Chuck something Klingham Peel, David Howarth, and Zoltan Bolton. Happy birthday to you. But I do want to say this. Michael did touch on something that I love to hear is these kids that are, if you actually look up the facts, which Marty always laughs when I say I study every night on facts like that. If you look at how many kids graduate a month throughout the world, what Michael's saying is the truth. There's so many kids that are graduating with engineering degrees, we'll say, and there's really not enough jobs out there. But the main thing is what he said I loved, and I've talked about this a long time ago, is students come out with debt beyond that. It's going to take them, if they do get a good job, 30 years to pay back. And everyone that I know in this world, one time or other, got into some kind of debt with credit cards. Maybe it was your student loans. Maybe, just your house payment, car payment, something broke, you didn't have the extra cash, you threw it on a credit card. OnPassive, I believe, is going to take a lot of that burden away from you because you can still work. You can still do your job until it really kicks going, which I think is going to be fast. But just imagine if OnPassive was just covering your student debt while you kept working and paid for everything else. That's the plus about OnPassive. It isn't a get-rich scheme. It's kind of like taking the bad steps out of your life. You got student debt, $80,000. Wow. And you just got out, you got $80,000 or $100,000 in debt right when you graduate. And you're going to go find a job somewhere in a factory. I promise you that you didn't even go to school to study for because you got to pay that debt off. Okay. OnPassive, let OnPassive take that burden away from you. When you find out what passive really is about, you're going to be amazed because that's what it does. OnPassive slowly is going to take away those burdens that we call debt. And eventually, and when I say eventually, I think faster rather than later. But even if it took years to do, I'd still be happy because I know that they were still paying my student debt. Hey, they were paying off my house or whatever you bought. So think about it that way. It's not just, you guys touch on something that bothers me. When people see I'm going to make $1 million a month and it's get rich, there's nothing out there like that. I'm going to tell you that right now. Unless you get lucky and win the lottery for $100 million, that's it. Nothing out there is get rich quick. Nothing happens in a day, a month, or even a year. OnPassive has never promised that. They said it's going to change your wealth. It's going to change your status. It never promised you a number ever. So when people say you're like the rest of them, we are totally different. And I need you to come in and check out our 3 free products, which will totally change your life, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in debt and you're listening to this right now, there's hope. There's hope where before there never was. I know people that were claiming bankruptcy left and right because they got so far debt, not by their own fault, because someone in their family got sick and they had to pay those medical bills. Guys, all help is coming your way. But right now, like I said, I'm 100% believer in OnPassive because I see what it's going to do for the world. So I'm also going to shout out prayers for Bangladesh. They had a big, massive fire. Our prayers are with you. And also one of my good friends, Colin O'Brien, who had fell ill to a major heart attack. He's doing better, believe it or not. Keep saying prayers. I didn't get an update today, but keep saying prayers for him. Great guy. He's been in passive for the beginning. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, Michael. Honor for you to come and speak those great words, man. I love all you guys. Thank you.
All righty. Yeah, thank you very much, Michael. Fantastic. Added really a lot to this show today. Anyway, like we've all been saying, we're all saying the same things, different ways of saying it. We care about you. We don't want you to do anything to get yourself in a bind. Be smart. You're in the best business. Just it's coming, and when it gets you, you're gonna be very, very happy. And by the way, if you're watching this 6 months from now and you think it's too late, we haven't even started yet. So anyway, I'll see you all, and God bless everybody.